How food affects deep sleep. After 50, reaching the age of 50 often comes with a silent shift, one that affects something as fundamental as sleep. Nights that were once restful and easy gradually become interrupted, shallow, or altogether elusive. Falling asleep feels like a struggle, and staying asleep becomes a nightly battle against racing thoughts and restless tossing. The frustration grows, especially when you wake up at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, knowing the next day will start with exhaustion and end with more of the same. It's a cycle many endure silently, not realizing that food, the simple daily choices sitting in their kitchens, may be both the culprit and the cure. As we age, our body's circadian rhythm begins to drift. This internal clock that once gave clear signals about when to wind down and when to wake up becomes less responsive. Hormone production that governed sleep in earlier years declines. Stress accumulates more easily, blood sugar becomes more erratic, even our neurotransmitters, the brain's chemical messengers for sleep and mood, start falling out of sync. These aren't random changes, they're biologically predictable patterns tied to the aging process, and they demand a new approach, one rooted in nutrition, not pharmaceuticals. For those relying on over-the-counter sleep aids, the temporary relief often masks a deeper problem. Sleeping pills sedate, but rarely restore. They override the body's natural sleep cycles rather than support them. The result is often grogginess, dependency, and a lingering sense of fatigue that no amount of morning coffee can fix. But there's hope. Specific foods, simple, real, unprocessed foods, contain compounds that gently recalibrate the body's sleep machinery. These foods don't force sleep. They encourage your brain and nervous system to remember how to rest deeply and naturally again. Bananas, the natural neurological relaxant. The humble banana, often passed over for flashier fruits, holds an extraordinary secret. It's one of nature's most powerful and accessible sleep aids. Its appearance may seem simple: yellow skin, soft flesh, but inside lies a unique combination of nutrients that directly target the body's neurological system, helping to restore balance, ease tension, and promote deep, restful sleep. 3 key nutrients make the banana a standout for sleep support: potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6. Each plays a specialized role in calming the body and mind. Potassium helps relax overactive muscles, reducing tension that builds up during the day. Magnesium acts as a natural sedative, slowing nerve activity and lowering cortisol levels, the body's primary stress hormone. Vitamin B6 is perhaps the most underappreciated element. Without enough of it, the body struggles to convert the amino acid tryptophan into serotonin, the neurotransmitter responsible for mood regulation and emotional stability. Serotonin, in turn, becomes melatonin, the master hormone that signals your brain when it's time to sleep. Consider the real-life example of Rosa, a 65-year-old woman who had struggled with fragmented sleep for years. Midnight awakenings, restless legs, and the frustrating 3 a.m. stare at the ceiling had become her norm. Following a simple suggestion from her doctor, Rosa began eating one ripe banana about an hour before bedtime. Not just any banana, but one with soft brown spots, indicating higher levels of natural sugars and easier digestibility. Within days, the night twitches that kept her awake began to fade. Within weeks, Rosa found herself sleeping through the night, waking not groggy or foggy, but refreshed. For those sensitive to sugar or focused on gut health, greener bananas offer an added layer of benefit. Slightly underripe bananas are rich in resistant starch, a unique type of prebiotic fiber that feeds the beneficial bacteria living in the gut. Emerging research continues to highlight how gut health is directly linked to neurotransmitter production. By nurturing the microbiome, greener bananas help strengthen the gut-brain connection, an essential axis that plays a profound role in sleep regulation. For an even deeper therapeutic effect, many people are now combining bananas with warm plant-based milk like oat milk to create a soothing bedtime pudding. The warmth, combined with the banana's nutrient profile and oat milk's natural beta-glucans, makes this dish not just a dessert, but a gentle neurological sedative. Sprinkle a little cinnamon on top for blood sugar stability and added antioxidant power. Bananas don't act like sleeping pills. They don't override your body's signals or force you into unconsciousness. What they do, quietly, consistently, is remind your body how to relax, how to reset, and how to slip back into the sleep rhythms it naturally understands, but sometimes forgets with age. Almonds, cortisol calmer and magnesium reservoir. Almonds may seem like an ordinary snack, but inside each small nut lies a powerful combination of nutrients that can transform restless nights into deep restorative sleep. More than just a crunchy topping or afternoon hunger fix, almonds are a scientifically validated sleep ally, especially for people over 50 whose sleep patterns have started to erode with age and stress. At the heart of almonds' sleep-enhancing power is magnesium, a mineral often referred to as nature's tranquilizer. Magnesium plays a direct role in reducing nerve excitability, acting like a biological dimmer switch that gradually lowers the brain's electrical activity, preparing your body to shift from alertness to relaxation. For individuals struggling with racing thoughts or stress-induced insomnia, magnesium helps calm the very neurons responsible for that late-night mental chatter. One of the biggest culprits in modern sleep disruption is cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. Throughout the day, emotional stress, unresolved worries, and even excessive caffeine can push cortisol levels higher than normal. High nighttime cortisol levels act like an internal alarm system, making it nearly impossible for the body to initiate the deep sleep stages it desperately needs. Almonds, rich in magnesium, help blunt this cortisol spike, easing the nervous system toward a state of restful readiness. But almonds don't stop there. They're also a valuable source of vitamin E, a potent antioxidant that reduces low-grade systemic inflammation. Often overlooked, chronic inflammation can subtly interfere with your body's ability to reach deep restorative sleep cycles. By lowering oxidative stress, vitamin E helps clear another hurdle between you and a full night's rest. Perhaps one of the most immediate benefits of almonds is their ability to help stabilize overnight blood sugar levels. Many people wake between 2 and 4 a.m. without realizing why. The culprit: sudden blood sugar dips. When your glucose levels fall too low, your body responds by releasing adrenaline and cortisol, pulling you out of sleep to correct the imbalance. The healthy monounsaturated fats and protein content in almonds help regulate glucose release, keeping your energy levels stable throughout the night. For best results, a small handful of raw or lightly roasted almonds about an hour before bed works beautifully. For those with sensitive digestion or concerns about nutrient absorption, soaking almonds in water for 4 to 6 hours helps reduce natural compounds called phytates that can interfere with mineral uptake. The result is a more easily digestible, nutrient-rich nighttime snack. If you prefer something warm and soothing, homemade almond milk offers a comforting alternative. Simply blend soaked almonds with warm water and a pinch of cinnamon, a spice known for its blood sugar stabilizing and calming properties. This creates a creamy, nutrient-dense bedtime beverage that works in harmony with your body's natural circadian rhythm. Almonds won't sedate you like medication. They won't force your body to sleep. Instead, they restore the internal biochemical balance your nervous system needs to relax naturally, making them one of the most understated but reliable foods for sleep health after 50. Decaf coffee, the silent sleep saboteur. Before moving on to the next sleep-supporting foods, there's a hidden threat sitting quietly in many evening routines: decaffeinated coffee. Marketed as a harmless late-night indulgence, decaf coffee presents itself as a soothing alternative for those wanting the taste of coffee without the stimulant punch. But beneath its calm exterior lies a blend of biological and psychological triggers that could be silently sabotaging your sleep, especially if you're over 50. Let's start with the most obvious issue: residual caffeine. Despite the decaf label, most decaffeinated coffees still retain anywhere from 3% to 10% of the original caffeine content. While that may sound negligible for caffeine-sensitive individuals or those with age-related changes in caffeine metabolism, even this small amount can disrupt the delicate hormonal signaling required for sleep onset and maintenance. As we age, our liver processes caffeine more slowly, meaning even a modest evening cup can linger in the bloodstream for hours, interfering with melatonin production and delaying sleep onset. However, the bigger, often overlooked concern lies in how decaf coffee is produced. Certain decaffeination methods involve chemical solvents like methylene chloride and ethyl acetate, substances known for their industrial use in paint removers and adhesives. Even though the food industry considers the trace amounts left in coffee safe, emerging research suggests that chronic exposure, even at low levels, may subtly alter neurotransmitter balance, interfering with GABA receptors and the brain's ability to regulate the natural sleep-wake cycle. Beyond the biochemical risks, there's also a powerful behavioral conditioning component at play. Your brain has learned over years to associate the aroma, taste, warmth, and ritual of coffee drinking with alertness and productivity. This Pavlovian response doesn't vanish just because you've switched to decaf. When you sip that familiar brew, your sensory memory triggers a subtle neurochemical alert: stay awake, focus, be ready. Even if your bloodstream contains only a trace of caffeine, your brain may respond to the sensory cues as if it were high noon. The end result? Shallow, fragmented sleep that leaves you waking up feeling groggy, unrefreshed, and irritable. The most restorative phase, deep slow-wave sleep, is where your brain consolidates memories, your immune system resets, and cellular repair intensifies. It's also the phase most vulnerable to disruption from even minor sleep disturbances like those caused by residual caffeine or neurotransmitter interference. Making a simple swap can yield profound benefits. Replace your post-dinner coffee with a truly caffeine-free herbal infusion, like properly brewed chamomile, lemon balm, or passion flower tea. Unlike decaf coffee, these herbal teas contain bioactive compounds like apigenin, which actively support sleep-inducing pathways by binding to calming receptors in the brain. For many people struggling with unexplained nighttime restlessness, this one small change has produced noticeable improvements in both sleep depth and morning energy levels, often within just a few nights. If sleep has become elusive, it might not be your age, your stress, or your bedroom environment. It could simply be that cup of decaf coffee, quietly working against you. Cherries, the natural melatonin reset. Few foods deliver a more direct signal to your brain that it's time to sleep than cherries, especially the tart Montmorency variety. For adults over 50, whose natural melatonin production often begins to decline due to age-related changes in the pineal gland, cherries act as a dietary circadian reset button. Unlike supplements that deliver synthetic melatonin in unpredictable doses, cherries offer a gentler food-based solution. Eating 10 to 15 fresh or frozen cherries about an hour before bed provides a natural and bioavailable form of melatonin, perfectly timed to nudge your internal clock back into alignment. This isn't folklore or wishful thinking. Multiple clinical trials, including randomized placebo-controlled studies, have shown that older adults who consume tart cherry juice or whole cherries fall asleep faster, sleep longer, and experience fewer nighttime awakenings. But melatonin isn't the only magic inside these ruby-red fruits. Cherries are also rich in anthocyanins, a group of potent antioxidants that specifically target neuroinflammation and oxidative stress in the brain. For those who wake up feeling mentally foggy, emotionally irritable, or physically sluggish, this antioxidant surge can help clear away some of the invisible stress that builds in brain tissues during the day. The anti-inflammatory effect of anthocyanins also plays a role in reducing nighttime headaches, vascular tension, and even low-level anxiety, all of which can interfere with smooth sleep transitions. However, the form in which you consume cherries matters greatly. Avoid dried cherries and heavily sweetened cherry products. They often contain large amounts of added sugar, which can cause overnight blood sugar spikes and crashes, setting you up for early morning awakenings or restless, fragmented sleep. For the best results, opt for fresh, frozen, or 100% unsweetened tart cherry juice. A simple evening snack of frozen cherries with a spoonful of plain yogurt or a cherry almond oat smoothie delivers not just melatonin but also blood sugar stabilizing fiber, sleep supporting magnesium, and calming tryptophan precursors. Incorporating cherries into your evening routine doesn't just promote better sleep, it helps recalibrate your body's entire sleep-wake rhythm in a way that feels both natural and restorative. Over time, many people report waking up with more mental clarity, better mood balance, and reduced physical tension after making this small targeted change to their nighttime diet. Kiwi, the green sleep guardian. The kiwi, with its bright green flesh and tropical charm, may seem like a light snack, but for adults over 50 struggling with restless nights, it is one of nature's most clinically validated sleep allies. Far from being just another piece of fruit, kiwi works at multiple biological levels to prepare your body for deeper, more restorative sleep. The star player here is serotonin, a critical brain chemical that acts as the direct precursor to melatonin, your body's master sleep hormone. Unlike synthetic melatonin supplements that can disrupt your body's natural rhythm over time, kiwi provides the raw biological materials your brain needs to produce melatonin on its own, at the right time, in the right amounts. Consuming 1 to 2 kiwis about an hour before bedtime has shown impressive results in clinical sleep studies, especially among older adults and people with chronic insomnia. Participants not only fell asleep faster, but also stayed asleep longer and reported better sleep quality overall. But kiwi doesn't stop at serotonin. It is loaded with vitamin C and vitamin E, two antioxidants that work synergistically to neutralize oxidative stress, a silent but powerful saboteur of healthy sleep. Oxidative stress in the brain creates a state of low-grade inflammation that makes it harder for your nervous system to fully relax into the deep restorative stages of sleep where healing and memory consolidation happen. An often overlooked secret hides in the skin of the kiwi. Though its fuzzy texture may seem off-putting, the skin contains even higher concentrations of fiber, antioxidants, and phytonutrients than the flesh itself. Gently brushing the kiwi's skin to remove excess fuzz and eating the whole fruit can dramatically boost its sleep-supportive effects. The added fiber also promotes gut microbiome diversity, and recent studies show that a healthy gut directly impacts neurotransmitter balance and sleep cycle regulation. For those seeking a more indulgent sleep ritual, kiwi pairs beautifully with other natural sleep enhancers. Blending kiwi with banana and warm almond or oat milk creates a serotonin and tryptophan-rich evening smoothie, giving your brain every ingredient it needs to naturally escalate melatonin production as bedtime approaches. Beyond better sleep, regular nighttime kiwi consumption has been linked to improved mood upon waking, lower morning cortisol levels, and even reduced nighttime awakenings caused by blood sugar dips or cortisol spikes. Incorporating kiwi into your nightly routine is a simple, delicious way to help your body remember how to sleep deeply again, without the need for pills or synthetic interventions. Sauerkraut, gut health, with a timing caveat. Fermented foods like sauerkraut offer substantial sleep benefits through their effect on gut bacteria, which indirectly regulate neurotransmitter production. Sauerkraut provides live probiotics that help balance the gut-brain axis, influencing mood, immune response, and sleep cycles. However, timing and food pairing are critical. Eating sauerkraut too close to bedtime or alongside heavy, protein-rich or processed meals can backfire. The fermentation process generates biogenic amines like histamine and tyramine, which in sensitive individuals can trigger insomnia, headaches, night sweats, or flushing. For best results, limit sauerkraut portions to 2 or 3 tablespoons, consumed at least 2 hours before bedtime. Pairing it with gentle complex carbohydrates like oats or brown rice creates a balanced environment for digestion and neurotransmitter synthesis. Those prone to histamine sensitivity should monitor their response carefully. Facial flushing, skin itching, and sudden nighttime heat surges can all indicate a sensitivity reaction. Opt for fresh, raw, unpasteurized sauerkraut whenever possible to ensure you're getting live probiotics without unnecessary additives. For those inclined, making a homemade batch requires nothing more than cabbage, sea salt, and a clean glass jar. When consumed correctly, sauerkraut can work quietly but effectively to support serotonin production and improve sleep onset over time. However, it's a tool best used strategically and with respect for the body's individual tolerance. Sauerkraut, the gut-brain connection with important timing. Warning: sauerkraut, that humble tangy fermented cabbage, often sits forgotten in the corner of the refrigerator. Yet its power to influence your sleep is far more significant than most people realize. At its core, sauerkraut is a probiotic-rich food, a living ecosystem of beneficial bacteria that nourishes the gut. The body responds with a mild cortisol surge, triggering a stress response that pulls you out of deep sleep. Oats offer a solution. Packed with complex carbohydrates, magnesium, and zinc, oatmeal helps regulate overnight blood sugar levels while simultaneously calming the nervous system. Magnesium acts as a natural muscle relaxant, slowing heart rate and soothing the brain. Zinc plays a critical role in the biochemical chain reaction that leads to melatonin production. Another hidden gem within oats is avenin, a compound with gentle sedative properties. Unlike medications, avenin doesn't knock you out. Instead, it quiets the mental noise, the background hum of stress and overthinking that often keeps people awake. The preparation method matters. For sleep support, choose whole rolled oats over instant varieties. Simmer them slowly in warm almond or oat milk, adding a touch of cinnamon for flavor and enhanced blood sugar control. Topping your oatmeal with a handful of walnuts or almonds further stabilizes glucose levels and boosts magnesium intake. For those who prefer lighter fare, a banana oat smoothie made with plant-based milk and a teaspoon of ground oats offers the same blood sugar benefits in a form that's easy to digest. Research has even shown that individuals who regularly consume oats spend more time in the deepest, most restorative sleep phases. Even if your total sleep time doesn't increase, the quality of your rest does. Making oats part of your evening ritual can recalibrate your body's natural energy rhythms, leaving you more alert, emotionally balanced, and mentally sharp the next morning. Chamomile. The forgotten art of proper herbal preparation. Chamomile is perhaps the most widely recognized herbal sleep aid, yet few people truly harness its full potential. The delicate white and yellow flowers, used for centuries to promote peace and relaxation, contain a powerful natural flavonoid called apigenin. This compound binds to specific receptors in the brain, triggering the same anti-anxiety pathways targeted by certain prescription medications, but without the chemical side effects. However, chamomile's effectiveness depends almost entirely on how it's prepared. The typical method, dunking a low-quality tea bag into boiling water for a minute or two, rarely delivers the concentration of active compounds needed for real sleep benefits. To unlock chamomile's true calming power, start with dried whole flowers rather than commercial tea bags. Use 1 to 2 teaspoons of flowers per cup of water. The water should be hot but not boiling, somewhere between 170 degrees Fahrenheit and 180 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal. Let the kettle sit for about 30 seconds after boiling before pouring. Then, cover your cup and steep the flowers for at least 10 minutes. This prevents the essential oils and apigenin from evaporating into the air. Using ceramic or glass mugs, rather than metal, can also help preserve the chemical integrity of the tea. If you want to enhance the sedative effect, add a teaspoon of raw honey, known for its mild sleep-promoting properties, or blend the chamomile with other calming herbs like passionflower or lemon balm. Over time, making this ritual a nightly habit trains your brain to associate the aroma, taste, and warmth of chamomile with the transition to rest. Dim the lights, put away electronic devices, and let the tea become a sensory cue signaling that the day is over. When prepared with care and consistency, chamomile doesn't force sleep. It creates the perfect internal conditions for your body to do what it was always meant to do: fall asleep easily, deeply, and naturally. Walnuts, brain-nourishing fats and ready-made melatonin. Walnuts, often praised for their heart benefits, hold a secret power when it comes to sleep. They are one of the rare plant-based foods that contain actual melatonin in a bioavailable form. This means your body doesn't have to convert or process anything. Nature delivers sleep-supporting hormones directly to your system with every handful, but that's only the beginning. Walnuts offer a unique blend of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, both essential for healthy brain function and hormone production. These fats serve as raw materials in the body's melatonin manufacturing process. Without them, the cascade of reactions needed to produce sleep hormones would falter. Magnesium rounds out walnuts' sleep-enhancing profile by calming the cardiovascular system, slowing the heartbeat, and relaxing muscle tension, all prerequisites for restful sleep.